First, I am not late tonight. Welcome back to the channel for a coffee and a chat, a Philippines Q&A. Who is there? There was one waiting and he vanished. And now there was two, only two. That's quite sad. Who are the two though? The two is now one. I might stop doing these live streams. No one comes anymore. I must be losing my magic, but to be fair, I can't be because I never had any magic to lose. There we go. This is embarrassing. Hello, who is the one? You could come online, Ellen. You could pretend to be there. You could be one of the ones. Just going to get my laptop set up just in case someone joins us tonight. Hey, aye, Neil Michaels. Hello, mate. How are you? Welcome to the, I was going to say the party, but I suppose in a way it is a party. Just not a really good party. How are you, Neil? What is going on in your world? Oh, I can see myself now. Neil Michaels, I thought that video on Crybabies in the Fields was a Hammers fan reaction to the season so far. No, mate, no, we're not crying. We cry inside. I'm broken-hearted. Not really. Knew it was going to happen. I will be very surprised, or I'll be pleasantly surprised if we don't go down this year. Can't just be you, Neil, can it? What football team do you support? Harry Potter could be for the chop soon. Yeah, he could be. Could be. And that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Everton, good God, David Moyes. Hey, Cookie, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the party. Yeah, he might be. I mean, they've got to back him or sack him. They've got to do one thing or another. But I don't blame him. I mean, he's not a great manager. We shouldn't have signed him. Like, 99% of West Ham fans, I blame Sullivan, the owner. It's ridiculous. He's leaking in the press now that he never wanted him. Well, why the hell did he sign him then? Neil Michaels, so I'm glad to have Moyes back. Well, good. I'm glad that he is with you. Don't get me wrong. He did a great thing for us. I mean, he saved us from relegation twice. He got us into Europe 3 seasons in a row. But we were stagnating under him. He was wasting money like, you know, the team was getting older and smaller, and he had to go. But I don't dislike the guy. You know, I think a lot of West Ham fans always have respect for him and what he did for us, but he had to go. Trouble is, they replaced him with, you know, should never have signed Julian Lopetegui, and they should never have signed Harry Potter, you know, so it's, Moyes needed to go, but just poor replacements. Yeah, him and Brady get pelters from the fans. Yeah, because they're a joke. They're a joke. Couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. He's our director of football again. I mean, it's just a joke. Neil Michaels, it's always a risk changing manager. Yeah, it is. But it's always a risk keeping a manager too long. You know, and Moyes, it had become, he couldn't take criticism, you know, and his style of football was just soul destroying to watch. And he fell out with the fans. There was a lot of animosity towards the end. So it was good that he left when he left. You can't look backwards. As I say, they've just, it's annoying when people say, oh, careful what you wish for, you know. It was just bad choice, just bad selection, you know. We should have kept in Steiden, the director of football. That's hit us really hard. But there you go. I think Moyes is doing all right for you boys, isn't he? Five people now, and only Neil and Cookie are talking. How are you, Cookie? What's new in your life? Neil Michaels, he's okay so far. I mean, he's a steady Eddie Moyes. I'm surprised that he's doing well at Everton in the sense that by the end of his tenure with us, other teams had worked him out. They knew what to do. They knew how to beat us, and he couldn't change. He just kept it, you know. He was still building a team based on possession and defence, and the defence wasn't good enough, and they couldn't keep possession, so it just wasn't working. Now, I doubt he has reinvented himself with Everton. So I hope not. I mean, I hope he does well for you. I wish him well, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't get found out soon unless he's changed drastically. And in, I don't know, was it 5 years of us? He showed one thing he couldn't change. Kept saying he was going to do this and do that, and we'd play different style of football and it'd be more pleasing for the fans. Never came. It was just the same. You know, lock up shop and hope for a draw against the top six. And just you know, just get 10%, 15, 20% possession each game and just score a goal in the last 10 minutes. That was his strategy all the time. It was so boring to watch. Cookie, was a good walk and talk, different perspective. I can see where you're coming from. Which walk and talk are we talking about, Cookie? Are we talking about the, what do they call it, the crybabies, or the don't drink the Kool-Aid? The thing is, he has a lot of goodwill here from his first spell, so that will help him. Having Grealish will make us more creative, but we'll see. Yeah, you're lucky to... It's just interesting, because a lot of Everton fans, when he left, didn't like him. I looked at some of the fans' things, and there was a big debate whether they wanted him back. But obviously, you've had some dodgy managers in between as well, so it's good that you're happy. Brent's tripping. Good morning from Oklahoma. Good morning, Brent. How the devil are you? Back in 1 to 2 weeks. That is fantastic news. They, I saw you had your tubes out the other day. I can't remember if that was on a video or whether I saw you did it on Facebook. But are you 100% fit now, mate? Or are you still having to watch what you eat and drink and things? Or can you just do anything now? Cookie, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, mate. I wasn't sure what people, whether, you know, that was a universally known expression. I know Americans say don't use the Kool-Aid, and I knew what it meant, but I think it is quite a commonly used expression. Neil Michaels, the one where you blasted all the established Phil's bloggers walk and talk. I didn't mean to blast them. You know, I like a lot of them. I mean, I know some of them, they're friends, but I wasn't blasting them. It's just, you know, we see things differently as we get older. You know, we have different perspectives, and the reality is a lot of them, they just, you know, as I say, I didn't mean to blast. If I was going to blast them, I would have like named them. I'd have said, I'm talking about this channel or that channel or this channel. But, you know, I've learnt my lesson about naming other channels. I'll reveal why at a later date. Neil Michaels, also the one where you came out as middle-aged. Someone said today in the comments, you're not middle-aged, you're old. And I said, okay, whatever. You're talking codswallop. I Googled it, and the actual definition of old age, of middle age, is anywhere between 45 and 75, some said. To me, old age is when you're approaching retirement. I mean, that is the whole point of retirement age, because you have reached old age. But yeah, I was surprised. I would have said old age myself was about, middle-aged was 40 to 60. But say some places, some of the websites, when I Googled it after that guy said that, I thought, just double check this before I called him a fool. And yeah, some of them say up to 75, which is ridiculous, really. But yeah, no, whichever way, I have got no problem with getting old, and when I'm an old man, I'll accept that. But the reality is, at 53, based on Western life spans, I am middle-aged. I don't see where the argument is. Brent, tripping, I'm nearly 100. 100% better. They're not nearly 100 years old. Well, I'm glad to hear that, mate. You had us worried. It was amazing how quickly you suddenly went downhill, and how terrible, mate, you looked on those vlogs. You really did look in a bad way. And I imagine you felt worse than you looked, because, yeah, my heart goes out to you, mate. No one saw that coming. And it's ridiculous, really, because you were going, now you were saying for so long you were having problems with a heartburn, and you were eating the old, what is it? What do they call those? Aloe vera and all that kind of thing. And all the time it was something serious. Wow. Jim, hi Simon, how's the house move going? Would I be right in guessing you would be renting through YouTuber Mike? Well, no, you wouldn't be right in guessing that I was renting through YouTuber Mike. I don't even know who YouTuber Mike is. It's amazing how little I know about the YouTube sphere. I could probably name you 3 or 4 channels apart from Brent's and Old Dog. Obviously, Mark's no longer with us. So many channels these days. Don't even know who that guy is. No, it is not him. Glenn, greetings one and all. Welcome, Glenn. How are you, my friend? How are you, Jim? How is Nora? Cookie, enjoy. Yeah, enjoy what? Does that mean you're going? We will enjoy whatever you're doing, Cookie. I hope you enjoy as well. I've been putting on a lot of weight recently. It's only when you look into the camera like this you can see how much. I've got to go on a diet and I've got to get my hair sorted out. There you go. I'm receding like an old man. There you go. Glenn, hi Jim. Yeah, looking forward to the move. We are moving soon, in a few weeks. And we're also going on a holiday. We booked our holiday today. We're going to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam for Christmas and the New Year, which I'm very excited about. It's we're going as a group now, myself and Ellen and another couple of couples that we're friends with here. So it's going to be fun. Neil Michaels, there's a lot. Expat YouTube channels are now 20% of the field's economy. I can believe it, mate. Someone said to me the other day, and he knows his stuff. He's a vlogger. Can't remember what his channel's called. He doesn't vlog in English. He vlogs in Polish. It's a big channel. He gets like 67,000 views. And I asked him a while back. I said, "Why is my channel struggling?" And he said, "Because he said have a look at it and see, you know, what I could improve on it." And he basically said, "You're not really. There's not much you can if that's your style." He said, "But there's over 300 vloggers in Dumaguete alone now, or in the Dumaguete area." For 300, wow, wow. Glenn, good, thanks. Jim, all good. Had a good bank holiday, a good weather here. There you go. I'm happy for you. We had a bank holiday on Friday and a bank holiday on Monday, which caused me problems because I didn't know there was one on Friday. So I went all the way into immigration to get my visa done and it was closed. I knew there was one on Monday, so I waited till today. Usually go in after 4 o'clock, it's dead, there's no one there. You just stream straight in and out, no problems at all. Got there today, and I said to Ellen before I left, I said, I got a funny feeling it's going to be chock-a-block because it was closed on the Friday and the Monday, and there might have been a build-up. And I got there, and I'm not joking, there was such a queue. I knocked it on the head and came home, which means I will have to go again tomorrow. And if I can't get into, well, I'll have to stay as long as it takes tomorrow because I'm going to run out. My visa's only got a couple of days left on it. Break your illusions. I've had a holiday for months now. It's called unemployment. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, unless you're enjoying your holiday. I mean, some people it's unemployment. Some people it's a break between 2 jobs, half full, half empty. Are you, where are you in the world that you are having unemployment problems? And what were you doing before they laid you off? Did they lay you off or did you leave? Cookie, Spa worth the trip from Ho Chi Minh. Oh, Sapa. Spa, I can't bloody believe. Sapa worth the trip from Ho Chi Minh. Is it really? We'll have to Google that. Ellen, my sweetie, make a note of that. Cookie suggested that we should go to Sapa. It's far from Ho Chi Minh. Cookie, sleeper bus 6 hours. No, that won't be happening then, Cookie. We will not be going there. As I say, we're going away with some friends, and both those friends are like-minded to me. So I think we will do a little bit of tourism, but I think a lot of it's going to be eating good food and drinking a lot. I mean, that's what makes us tick. Hey, Adam. Hi, everyone. Right on time. It was actually the first time I wasn't late for a while. Or fashionably late. No, it's very early for you, Adam. You usually pop in like half an hour, 40 minutes, hour into it, don't you? That's very early for you, mate. Breaking news in America. I'm a construction worker, but I'm old and can't concrete anymore. Not much that available, even if I could still do it. Oh dear. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, mate. I hope things turn around for you. What state are you in? Because I know states in terms of unemployment make a huge difference, don't they? Neil Michaels, Ellen's is now your travel secretary too. She's been my travel secretary for a while, mate. She's and she's damn good at it. It's not actually true, but I wanted to cook dinner at some stage. Adam Fente, hey Jim. That's probably a title. That's a good title, isn't it? It's better to say travel secretary as opposed to a dog's body. I mean, that's that's a bet. You can be my travel executive. How you like that? I don't think she likes that. So what are you chaps up to now? I've given you all our good news. Neil Michaels, do you trust her to choose the travel accommodation then? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I make those decisions. She's looking at me now, but I do. Well, you know I do, because I know, listen.
Because you don't let me.
Yes, and why do I not let you?
Because I'm clumsy?
Not to do with being clumsy. No, because you've never travelled before. One of the things...
Yeah, but I want to do it too.
I know, but you don't know what you're looking for. It's like the flights you're not sure about. You know, that there is when you've travelled a lot, and I am not blowing my own trumpet, I have travelled a lot. I've spent most of my life travelling. You get to know what to look for. You get to know the reviews, the areas. You know, I mean, Ellen was trying before when we looked, and she made a few suggestions, and I listened. But they're all like miles away from, you know.
Not miles away.
Anyway, look what you started now. I'm going to end this. No, I don't trust her to do that. But I wouldn't trust many people to do it. Adam Fente, Sapit is beautiful. I went there last year. Stunning rice fields in the north. Yeah, no, if we were, well, I don't know, it's too far to go for us. I mean, even if we were going just by ourselves, I don't think we'd go that way. But, you know, we're going in a group. You know, it's a group holiday. So, and I don't really fancy it. I'm sure it's wonderful, but it takes us a bloody long... It's going to take us something ridiculous, like 24 hours to get there, 25 hours to get there. And we've got a huge stopover at the airport. We've got, I think it's 14 hours on the way there and 22 hours on the way back, which is not the end of the world because we're booking a hotel. I mean, we're making the most of it. So we get there about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on... the day we leave in the Manila, and we leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I've just booked a hotel. So we'll leave the airport, we'll go out that night and we'll come back. But the point is, after all that travelling and, you know, going between, you know, we're only going for, I think it's 10 nights. I'm not going to want to travel anywhere. Glenn, I thought Ellen was the CEO. No, she's an executive, mate, an executive. I am the CIO. I'm the CEO. I am the managing director. I am the big cheese. Ellen is a executive, or a non-executive, shall we say. Neil Michael, she's clumsy. She might book a tractor instead of a hotel. So you've got to be careful what you say. You heard the clumsy bit. The microphones are better on this. Ellen is lovely and wonderful. I love her dearly, but she is incredibly clumsy, mate. She makes Mr. Bean look like I always used to call her Mrs. Bean, but she hasn't broken anything for a while. So well done for you, actually. It is a while since you've broken anything.
I never broke anything. Oh, just one glass. Like about over a year.
You break, you drop, you're talking about my microphones, you smashing it.
But for breaking things, there's only one.
Okay.
Just one glass, and that's over a year.
Break your illusions. Yes, tariffs are doing wonders for our economy. Brilliant morons. I'd rather not say what state. And that's fair enough. No, you're right, mate. This whole tariff business is absolute lunacy. You know, it's destroying your economy. But, you know, what can you do? You know, all the figures are showing that. So just sack the people who are doing the figures and don't produce the figures anymore. That seems to be the solution. But there you go. It is what it is. And we're all affected by it, but, you know, it is what it is. Glenn, domestic, LOL. When you say domestic, I mean domestic flight. Yeah. No, we don't really have domestics. Sometimes we disagree, and then we agree to agree that I'm right. Jim, having a rest today after a long walk around Kew Gardens yesterday. Really? I used to love Kew Gardens. Well, actually, no, that's an exaggeration. I went there a few times as a child, didn't particularly like it then, but I've been in later years, yeah, it's nice, Kew Gardens, yeah. I enjoy that. My parents used to take me a lot. They were into it, they're really into that. My dad used to be a biology teacher at one stage in his life, so he was always into taking me to zoos and museums and botanical things and all that kind of stuff is what we did as a kid. Adam Fente, where are you visiting in Vietnam? Sorry, I joined late. Ho Chi Minh City, mate. We're going to Ho Chi Minh City. I'd always planned to go to Da Nang, but one of the couples we're going with, they went to Da Nang how long ago was that? I don't know, several months ago. They loved it, but they didn't want to go back there. And I was like, well, I don't know if we'll go then because I fancy Da Nang. But I googled the other day which city what bloody countries in Vietnam has the best nightlife, and it was all Ho Chi Minh City by a million miles. Was it the Nguyen Vien Road? So that's where we're going. That's where we're going. And it's one of the chaps who's going, it's his birthday, so we'll have a birthday celebration. Thing is about Dumaguete is I like it living here. I love it living here. You know, I've said many times, this is the place for me. But Christmas and New Year is god awful here. First Christmas and New Year I was here, I was in City, I really didn't like it. So I thought we will go to, well, you know, if you watch the channel, we went to Cebu for last Christmas, and that was god awful too. So yeah, you know, a lot of the people here, though, a lot of the people, you know, they're all leaving the country for Christmas and New Year. It really isn't great here for Christmas and New Year. Everyone does their things at home. You know, there's no, everywhere's closed. It's just not the place to be. Glenn, Jim, I'm a huge fan of Q. There we go. James Bond fan, or that wasn't really funny, was it? Break your illusions. He's laughing. Brent's tripping. Enjoy some bun, meat and po. What is that, a pork dish or?
No, a banh mi is like a bread love, and then there's like meat inside.
Oh, I thought you were talking about places. There you go. See, here I am, the experienced traveller, 75 countries and all that. Completely went over my head. Ellen knew straight away. She said it's a sandwich. And think, yeah, I've heard about that.
Here.
What?
Like there's a Vietnamese coffee shop.
Yeah, I will try that because, yes, it's same in Cambodia, isn't it? Because they were French colonies at one stage, weren't they? Cambodia and Vietnam. They apparently do great bread, don't they? Because Cambodia, they were very big on those sandwiches. Yes, mate, we will try that very many times. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I love that kind of food.
And I think lap pho is like noodles and there's like meat on it.
I'm sorry, was I talking when you were?
I'm not going to talk to you. Don't talk to me now. Don't talk to me.
No, we will try that, my lovely. I wish you would join the conversation. I would love you to come and take a seat next to me, but you won't do it. Scott Geen, hey Simon, how you doing from New Zealand? I'm doing very well, thank you. Scott Geen, what's cheaper, Thailand or the Philippines? I would tell you that the Philippines by a long, long way. I'm going to do a video on it soon. I'm going to do a cost of living Thailand versus the Philippines. Because we went out for a steak at the weekend with some friends, and there was a little bit of a debate about it. One of the guys there was convinced that Thailand is much cheaper than the Philippines, which I think is not the case at all. And the majority of people there thought that. Anyway, I thought I'll do a video on it. I'll break it down because I don't, for my lifestyle, Thailand isn't cheaper. But that's a video to come. Before I read expat crap, where did you go to, Brent? Because you've been all over Vietnam, haven't you? But I can't remember where you went to. Expat crap. Will Ellen allow you to have a young, attractive, single, living housemaid? No. We don't need one. I have suggested to her a couple of times in the past, let's get her clean or something like that. And she doesn't want it. And I don't want it either. I mean, why would we want that? I mean, she's lazy enough as it is. She needs to do a bit of work. When I was her age, my God, I worked hard. Yeah, I'm telling you I did. Jim, we spent a lot of time there, our members, Glenn, so good value for us at Q. There you go. Jim's just talking to Glenn. We can't get involved in the conversation. How much does that cost then? Is that expensive to be? I mean, what do you, if you pay for the year, you get in free, or is it like a discounted price, or what? One of my relatives got me a National Trust membership one year for Christmas, and didn't use it much. I think. LOL expat crap stirring the pot. Wow, enjoy HCMC. Food Tax Majesty's Revenue and Customs in the UK. I definitely recommend a tour of the Mekong River Delta if you're going to be in...
Yes.
Yes, no, we will do that. I don't mind doing that because I like rivers and things like that. Yeah, no, that is definitely going to be on the list. We will no doubt do one of those buffet cruises because I really enjoyed that one in Bangkok. And I wouldn't mind going and seeing at least one, maybe two of the old war museums, you know, like the... I don't know if they do them in Ho Chi Minh City. They'll do something. But I've seen the other ones where you can go down the tunnels and, you know, they tell you about the war. Definitely do some of that. But, I mean, if we're going there for 10 nights, really 4 excursions will be enough for me, I think, during that thing. And the beauty of it is Ellen might want to do a bit more. But because there are a wife and a girlfriend coming, I'm sure they could do those things together. And we'll find something to amuse ourselves with. Break your illusions. Those sandwiches are absolutely brilliant. Good. That's another thing to look forward to then. Adam Fente, let me find my HCMC notes. Do it, mate, do it. Scott Gein, enjoy your talk shows. Well done from New Zealand. Well, thank you. I'm glad somebody does. Jack Tersey, Geo says Thailand is cheaper. Well, it depends where you live. It depends on your lifestyle. I have lived in the expensive parts in terms of Jomtien and Pattaya, but I've also lived up in the mountains in Phetchabun, and I've lived in Buriram, Nissan territory. So they vastly different prices, you know. But even so, it depends on your lifestyle. I mean, I like to socialise, I like to drink, I like to eat out in restaurants and things. That is significantly more expensive in Thailand than it is to do here. I mean, someone was saying the other day that, you know, I'm not going to name him because, you know, he might be watching, but I'm not going to name him because he probably wasn't really spoken about. But a mate I was disagreeing with, friendly disagreement, about the price. It was saying, like, electricity is so much cheaper, etc. But my electricity bill has never been more than 3,000 pesos a month. So in the Philippines, so in terms of my lifestyle, electricity bills don't really make any difference. I mean, internet apparently is a bit cheaper there. Well, we only pay 1,500 pesos a month here. But the reality is alcohol is twice the price, you know, and I like to go out and socialise a lot. Eating out in the restaurants there in Pattaya is significantly more expensive than it is in Dumaguete, but the food is a higher quality. I'm not saying it's like for like, but the reality is I looked at it after having lived, you know, been there on the holiday, and I thought my lifestyle now, because what surprised me about Thailand is alcohol and that stayed the same price, but it's still twice the price of the Philippines, but the food has gone up significantly. You know, the street food and that is a third to 50% as more expensive than it was when I was there. So yeah, for my lifestyle, I don't know what kind of lifestyle Gio lives. I've not watched his channel in a long, long time. But yeah, you know, but I don't know where he's gone, but you know, so I mean, it depends. I mean, he might think it is, but when I lived in Thailand, my living expenses, when I lived in Phetchabun, were basically the same as they are for me here now. But having realised how Thailand has got more expensive, I am certain they would be higher than they are here. Jack Tersey, beware of scams in Vietnam, especially Bun Vien Street. Check your cash when you get change back. Oh mate, I will do that. I don't worry. I always do. Jack Tersey, the notes are hard to get used to. It's the dong, isn't it? We'll get used to it, work it out somehow. Scott Gein, they say Char Am is cheap south of Thailand. Might be. I mean, if it's a small town or, you know, in the province area, it will be a lot cheaper. I mean, the reality is, it's hard to compare Pattaya with Dumaguete, and I wouldn't, because they're not like for like. You know, one's a tourist destination and one's a little town in the Philippines. But the reality is, when we go out for a meal here, very rarely comes to the two of us. Rarely comes to more than 1,000 pesos. The meals we were eating out in Pattaya and Bangkok were double, 3 times that. I mean, that's the reality. Scott Green, tunnel might be a snake waiting for you. I don't mind snakes. Adam Fante, in my opinion, best Barn Mai is from Barn Mai Buhan Madam Win. Also, egg coffee was invented in Hanoi, but you can get damn good one from Little Hanoi Egg Coffee, Kairon. I will have to, see now you've done that, I'm going to have to read through the thing. I'm glad you did it, but I'll have to read through because I'm not going to remember that.
They say that their coffee in Vietnam is strong.
Right, Jack Tersey, Gio is currently in Bangkok. Okay, where does he live in the Philippines? Because I believe he lives in Bacolod, doesn't he? Or does he live up in, which one is up there? Is it Lapu-Lapu or Iloilo? It's Iloilo, isn't it? Anyway, if he lives in Bacolod, I'm telling you now, there is no way in the wide world of sports that Bangkok is cheaper than Bacolod City. Is there, Ellen? I mean, come on. I don't know what his lifestyle, but not a chance in hell. The only thing that might be cheaper in Bangkok than in Bacolod will be the hotels. Hotels are cheaper in Thailand, they're a higher standard. But no way in the wide world of sports is Bangkok cheaper than... I mean, the reality is, you don't even have to believe me. You can go on the consumer indexes. You know, Thailand is about 20 places above Philippines in cost of living expenses. And they're not my figures. These are, you know, there are sites you can check on. You know, just Google it, you know, cost of living index per country. You can go to sites like Numbeo. It's not the most accurate. It relies on people's input, but you'll see it there. There's just no way in the world that Bangkok is cheaper than Bacolod. Jim, we pay £120, which allows us to bring 2 people with us annually. Regular price is £17 per person, so great deal for us. Yeah, that does sound very good, mate. That does sound good. And of course, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know some people live in Bangkok on a low budget, but they live, you know, if you live out in the suburbs, it was obviously cheaper than if you live in Sukhumvit or Koh San or somewhere like that. But even so, no, it's Pattaya is cheaper than Bangkok. And that's just a reality, you know. And Pattaya again is considerably. You know, Bangkok is not. No, if he's saying that, I've no offence, but he's talking nonsense. Steve P. Jerry's in Bangkok now, and he says it's cheaper because he is cheap wherever he goes. Well, that must be it, yeah. You know, but well, I'm not going to diss the. I don't know him, but no, that is just absolute nonsense. No capital city in Asia is going to be cheaper than a small provincial town. And I know Bacolod's the biggest in Negros, but you know, no, it just couldn't be. Just Google what the average wage is in Bangkok and the average wage in Bacolod is. No. Nonsensical argument, to be fair. Glenn, wow, still have a crown. See, I'm not looking at my laptop today. I'm looking on here, so I can't see the crowns. Glenn, never been a huge Geo fan. I don't. As I say, I watched his channel in the early days, and nothing against the guy. You know, I just stopped watching it. It wasn't for me. As I'm sure a lot of people, most people, my content's not for them. That's why no one watches my videos. But no, I started off watching him and 2 or 3 other channels, and Paul Old Dog and Mark Thornton. Every Man a Story, and within a little while I just whittled down. I was really watching Mark Thornton and Old Dog, and then I started for a while. I was watching I can never remember the name of the channel, but he was a Polish guy. He disappeared for a while. I think he's back online now because he was over in Sikihor, and I was interested in Sikihor, so I watched that. But yeah, no, nothing against Geo. It's like a lot of them. Mike's Philippine Retirement. I watched that for a couple of episodes. I watched the Filipino P for, I don't know, a month or whatever, but I just, you know, you just lose interest in some content. Jim, me as well, not Geo fan. In fact, I barely watch other channels these days. Scott Green, brothel are great in Bangkok, cheap. Are they really? Again, I find that hard to believe. I've never been to a brothel in Bangkok, but I have been for drinks on Nana Plaza, you know, which is one of the red light districts there, and that is, I've been once or twice, And it was all noticeably more expensive than Pattaya in terms of the drinks and things. So I've got no idea why the brothels would be cheaper, but there you go. Adam Vente, I'm dreaming of Vietnam, to be honest. But will there be another couple of months where I wrap up a project? So I'm going to stay here until my visa expires in November. Then I'm heading to Vietnam. Well, Adam, you never know. Our paths could cross. We will be there in December. There you go. Break your illusions. Beer and mixed drinks much more expensive in Bangkok than the majority of the Philippines. I think they're yeah. I've never been to Manila, but some of the drinks in the cheaper places we went to in Thailand were probably on a par with Cebu, because that's the thing, you see, Dumaguete is a cheap place. You know, when I'm here, I tend to drink San Miguel Light, and a San Miguel Light here is about, depending, anywhere between 65 and 85 pesos the bar you're drinking. And when we went to Cebu, the average price there was 160, which is double, and that's really what it was in Thailand, in most of the places. But that was drinking Chang, or, you know, well, I only drank Chang. I'm not a fan of Leo. I like Singer, but I didn't order any. Adam, try Char Am, south of Thailand. Okay. I thought you were talking to me now, Sage. I'm not going there, but okay. Glenn, Jim nor me, this was before when he did a lot with Paul McGill. Did he do a lot with Paul McGill? I didn't know he did a lot with Paul McGill. Adam Fenner, in terms of the visa game, based on my circumstances, Vietnam is better for me to live than Thailand, but I will definitely visit Thailand in the future, Scott. Does that mean you're going to have to do visa runs? Aren't you going to have to do regular visa runs? You can't stay past the 90. Is it 90 days you get an arrival now? You can't stay past that, can you? But I know they don't have a problem with you just doing, like in Thailand, just used to be able to do in Thailand, just walk straight over, walk right back again.
Is your love, please?
Paul K, Paul Revere. Welcome back, Simon. So trivia night now on Monday at Sideways, as Tuesday is singles night. Now, as I want to go to Thailand, but too much temptation. No, I'll just read that again. So trivia night on Mondays at Sideways, as Tuesdays. No, trivia night was always, we do two trivia quizzes. We do the, well, they do the mobile phone one where you got to answer on your phone. I don't usually do that. I went last night and won. There you go. We won. Our team won, which is always nice. So yeah, Monday night is still that Ewan does that. That's the one on the mobile phones where you got to answer within, you know, you get points how quickly you answer. Thursday night is my one where that's not changed. And I think I'm still going to be doing a music one one Tuesday every month. I keep saying I'm never going to do it again, but Ewan keeps talking me into it. But we will see. But no, I think those meet and greets they're doing now, where expats meet Filipino women. I think that's going to be Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but certain weeks they'll drop it to do a music quiz or something. I don't know. It depends how it goes. I know they did one last week, God bless them, and it was a bit of a disaster. But hopefully it will pick up. Ellen is gesticulating at me to turn the aircon off. And I am under her thumb. Well, I tell you what, why don't you just leave the door open?
No, but you turn it back on.
Just turn the aircon off and just opens the door and walks out. I mean, what's the point of having
Turn it back on.
Well, make your mind up, woman. Close the door, for the love of Mike.
Turn it on again.
You just told me to turn it off. Now we are having a domestic. You just asked me to turn it off. What the hell do you want from me? You saw that, didn't you? She just said turn it off, and she has still left the door open.
Because it's still on now. I'm going to the shower now. If I'm gonna get in later, once I'm done, it's gonna be so cold. You get me?
Do you want me to turn it off or on?
Oh.
Off. You could just say it. Good Lord, pronunciation. Off. Right, it's off. It was already off. Right.
Because
Bye-bye.
once you turn it off,
Okay.
you turn it back on again.
Bye-bye. Brian Dawson, I think the Polish guy you mentioned is Mario. That's the one, Mario. He now lives in Bohol with his current girlfriend and they have a kid. Yeah, that's the one he met in Secure, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it was Mario, that's it. His was called Filipino Daydream Adventure. It was something, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the one I used to watch. Gerald Lynch, Geo abandoned children in 2 continents. Okay. Well, I take the old view, judge not, lest ye be judged. I don't know enough about that to comment, mate. It's not my business. Glenn, congrats on the quiz win. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Scott Geen, Simon, do you have an expat club in the Philippines? I'm not sure what you mean by an expat club. Do you mean, are there bars which the clientele are predominantly expats? Yeah, there's a few. But the nice thing about them all is you get quite a few Filipinos going there as well. But yeah, there are, if that's what you're talking about, ex-club. I suppose it's an expat nightclub. But again, a hell of a lot of Filipinos go there. That's a place called Why Not? On the boulevard. Very rarely go there. Went there about 2 weeks ago, and that must have been the first time in months. None of the people I socialise with really ever go there. It's yeah, it's a bit naff, shall we say. Adam Fonte, yeah, visa runs every 90 days, but people have done it for years, and there's companies that do the whole process for you. Pay once, spend a whole day riding a bus and back, wait 3 months and do it again. See, it'd be nice if there's some companies you didn't actually get on the bus. Used to have lots of those, so I didn't actually have to go. They'd sort it out for you. They would send the passport to be stamped and come back again. You just picked it up in the afternoon. Yeah, I understand, because that's a strange thing about Vietnam. I've heard mixed, well, I know myself when I get there, but they obviously want tourists to come because they've extended the 90 days, and they don't care about people just doing, you know, the crossing the border, come back again. So why don't they introduce a retirement visa or longer term options? Because you can't. There's no retirement visa in the Philippines, in Vietnam, which is very unusual. Don't know why they wouldn't have a retirement visa unless they don't want people to stay there long term. And if they don't want people to stay there long term, why do they allow the crossover border runs? You know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Glenn, I'm a witness. A witness to what thing? Yeah, you did witness. You did witness, didn't you? You said to yourself. Adam Fente, Filipinos are too funny. She does it all the time. She'll say it's cold in here. So I'll switch the aircon off. And she'll go out and she'll open the door. And like, it gets warm, so I put it back on again. And he said, why have you put it back on? I said, why did you leave the door open? I mean, the reason it's an issue now is I can't have the fan on because it makes too much noise when I'm vlogging. So, because most of the time we don't even have the aircon on, we have the fan on, it gets too cold. But it makes so much noise, got to have the aircon on. Otherwise, you know, I would be a sweaty mess. Paul Guy, I was confused by ads for singles night, and my girl would be upset if I went. Baby May's party yesterday was very nice, great food, and mostly her family and only a few us expats invited. There you go. I wasn't invited. Not surprised. I haven't seen them in a couple of years. But yeah, I did see it was her birthday. I saw it on Facebook. So we're holding the blue balloons. Brian Dawson, really enjoyed your Thailand vids. Well, I'm glad somebody did, Brian, because not many people watched them. The last one did, well, it didn't. They got terrible views, and the last one got a couple of thousand, but the average view time was about 4 minutes. So I think my vlogging has a lot to be desired, leaves a lot to be desired. Again, she's in and the door is open. I save it.
I hate you so much. You don't let me explain.
Explain with the door closed. Okay, Billy, what are some things to do in your city? I don't know, depends what you want to do. It's not really a tourist destination. In the city, well, there's lots of bars that do things. I mean, like Sideways does its quizzes, and on Wednesdays and Sundays, you can go French bowling down at the Octagon Bar. There's lots of places. Darts is big. A lot of the places have darts nights. I mean, if you're into darts and you want to learn how to do pétanque, the French bowls, you can do that. I mean, that is nighttime things. There's a cinema. There's a couple of water parks. There's a water park in the city, and there's another one which is up in Valencia now. Not been to that one yet. I haven't heard great things about it. Obviously, you've got a lot of beaches here. I mean, in terms of the city, I think there's 2 cinemas. I don't know, really. I don't know what else one would do in the city. There's lots of karaoke places. You know, a lot of the Filipinos like to go and do that. There might be Quasar or, you know, the lake. I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not really my thing. I don't know. But I mean, it's there's lots of restaurants and stuff to do in the city. I mean, you know, I mean, my life of I don't really go into the city during the day. I mean, I tend to. We're homebodies. I mean, Ellen works early as the morning, and we tend to go out at night. There's quite a lot to do at night. I mean, there's a few clubs and there's lots of bars and hell of a lot of restaurants. I mean, Dumaguete is full of restaurants. And I mean, if you want to go up to Valencia, you've got I mean, that's not the town, you're asking in the city. But if you go up to Valencia, you've got waterfalls and the Red Rocks and things to do up there. Yeah, I think I've exhausted it there. Break your illusions. What do you win in the trivia contest? Free drinks, bar credit, or is it just bragging rights? Either way, they are a lot of fun. We won vouchers last night. I didn't accept them. I think we won 600 pesos vouchers. That was for winning the overall. And you get, if you win one of the rounds, but you can only win 1 round. You get beer vouchers. Used to be free drinks. But because I do the quizzes there, and I get free drinks and vouchers each week anyway, so you know, it's not really a thing. It's more the fun than taking part. But yeah, that's what you get. Paul Revere, your videos made food look great in Thailand, as the river cruise was really sweet. Helen liked it and want to go back. It's Ellen, small detail, but Ellen, as in Ellen. Yeah, she loved it. No, just want to go back. I mean, we'll do it at some stage. We did talk about going back there, but she's a bit like me. She wants to try other places. You know, she would rather go back to Vietnam, than she would go back to Thailand. And I'm the same with that. I'm really looking forward to this holiday. I'm looking forward to this holiday more than I was to Thailand, because I've never been before. You know, I knew what to expect in Thailand. It's all going to be new for me. And I think it's fun that we're going like 6 of us. You know, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Try a small USB fan. Yeah, there's no point. I mean, we got one somewhere, but I just have the aircon on. It's not a problem. I mean, it's. Oh, I'll show you what I bought, Glenn. We got a UPS for. Just hold on 1 second. I'll show you, chaps. And we've had quite a few burnouts this week. I got this little baby on Lazada. I think it was 3,500 pesos, and it's been fantastic. We had a brownout. We've been all right for brownouts as we got back, but we've had maybe 4 or 5 in the last week and a half, which is totally unacceptable. But that is mainly because of where we are. It's a really bad area. Cambardo is probably the worst area in the Dumaguete area for brownouts. But they have not been a worry at all. We've got the UPS now on the internet, so the internet carries on working. And I just plug the thingy fan into this, and it goes on. Today there was a brownout. I only knew about it because the fan stopped working, all the aircon went off. So I plugged the fan in this, and about 2 hours later, I found out the electricity had been back on for an hour. I hadn't even noticed, because I mean, I had the fan was going off this, and the internet was working. So they really have, touch wood, ceased to be a thing of the past. It's not as great as they promise. It lasts about 4 hours on the main fan, but that's we've got a big stand-up fan. I might get another one for the kitchen as well. Might get a generator. I mean, we've got a generator, but it's stuck up in the mountains. I'm trying to get a brother to bring it down. It's been a real bloody nightmare. But where we are moving to, they're touch wood, a lot less brownouts, because it's on the main road. Not literally on the main road. It's a subdivision off the main road. But because you're on the main road, you've got all the electrics. You know, it's not like up where we are. So I don't think brownouts are going to be an issue there, or not nowhere near as much as they are here. Break your illusions. I watch the Thailand vids. I enjoy your vlogging, man. Your manner of speaking is very much like an old friend I had from London that we bounced a punk club together in Chicago. For men bouncers in punks, but you were bouncers there, or now do you hear that? Can you hear that in the background now? Can you hear that noise? That's the water pump going. We no longer have that that we used to have before. Now he's changed the engine. It's virtually silent. Well, I'm glad just to go back to Break Illusions, I'm very happy to hear you enjoyed the vlogs, mate. It makes them worthwhile. I don't really care if people watch them at the end of the day. Well, of course, I'd like people to. I mean, obviously, I'm glad you know what I'm saying. I didn't mean that. What I mean is, I'll do them again. I'm going to do a lot of vlogging when I go to Vietnam this time because I'm kicking myself for not doing more. But I just do it so I can share it, you know, with the people like you, good people who come on the live stream. You know, it doesn't really matter if a load of people I don't know in the world don't watch them. But I'm glad you do, mate. Adam Fente, 5 brownouts in a week. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But really short ones. I mean, today I don't think it was more. I think we had one the other day, which was about an hour and a half. But as I say, internet was still going, and I've got that to plug whatever I want into in. So it really wasn't that much of a problem. But it is poor. It's poor here. But as I say, 80% of the brownouts that we seem to have here are local to Kambada, which is one of the reasons why we're moving. It's ridiculous here. I mean, I've got friends in Dumageti who live like more centrally, and I'll always message them and say, "Have you got a brownout?" And it's always like, "No." You know, it's. But the average brownout here probably doesn't last more than 10 minutes. Jim Pentecost, will your new place be brownout proof? I don't think it will be brownout proof, but the guy who you'll find out when we move in, who it is. He is very proactive. He has done a lot for us. He has done everything you could in that house. And since we said we were going to rent it, he's put in a water pump and various other things. Don't think he has a generator, which tells me two things from what I know of him. He would 100% have one if it was an issue there. And as I say, the brownouts are nowhere near as frequent there. But we will make it brownout proof. I mean, now we've got that makes a big difference. I may get another one of those. And say we have a generator, which is virtually brand new. It's been used once for like half an hour just to test it worked when they bought it new. But it is up in the mountains in up Tan High where her brother lives. And we have been relying on his goodwill to bring it down. But he always has car problems or something always happens. So I mean, at some stage, I'll just go up in a mate's car and pick it up. So we'll get it down. It's just we haven't, you know, things have come up like we went to Thailand and came back and just haven't got round to doing it. So obviously, when we have that with, you know, what we got, the other stuff, we shouldn't have any problems. UPS, excellent, glad it's working. Yeah, the UPS has been a real. Should have got one of those years ago. I say years ago. I've only been here 2 years, but that really is worth its weight in gold. That is. Break your illusions, and we were bouncers. There you go. Did you enjoy it? Meet a lot of women. Girls always like bouncers, don't they? They do in the UK anyway. There is a new pickleball court in Dumageti, a nice tennis court in Valencia. Yeah, that pickleball. I've never heard of that. That's that sport. Apparently that's really big. Apparently there's loads, isn't there? Yeah, that's a point. There's stuff like that. Who was I talking to about that the other day? They were on about it, and I said, I've never heard of it. And I said, you're joking? They play it all around Valencia. But all around, and it's basketball courts everywhere as well. I mean, they're mad on basketball. Every Barangar's got a basketball court. Where are you, Gerald Lynch, if you know this? Are you living in the area? Where are you, mate? Paul, try Hanabashi fan, are close to silent and enjoyed Kingswick as per your accommodation. Try a Hanabishi fan. Oh, you're talking about the fans. I thought you were talking about that Turkish restaurant on Jose Romero Road up to Valencia when you said that. Yeah, well, our fans are. What make are our fans? What make? What make are our fans?
Asahi.
We got a Asahi, and what's that one?
Dowel.
We got a Asahi and a Dow. So they're not cheap bands. I mean, they're supposed to be like, you know, premier fan bands. But this one is bloody powerful though. But I'll check those out. Paul is saying, remember Paul the plumber? He's saying we should try a Hanabishi fan.
Hanabishi.
Hanabishi, oh yeah. Sorry, I do apologise. My eyesight's awful. Hanabishi fan. Are they good, are they?
I like Asahi more.
Ellen says she likes Asahi more.
I'm loyal.
But he says this one is quiet, silent. Ours aren't silent. But how big is yours? These are what are these? 18-inch? These are 18-inch fans. Scott Gein, here she comes moaning again. Ha ha ha. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. You know her too well.
What are you talking about?
Talk about you. You. They've seen you. They've seen the real you. There's no secrets anymore, Ellen. They've seen the way you behave, the way you treat me. It's on camera.
It's because you haven't let me finish what I'm going to say, and you moan too.
I haven't finished what you can say because I'm actually doing a live stream. I don't know if you noticed this. I'm talking to 26 people at the same time. It makes it difficult to concentrate on you, my love. Good Lord.
Give me a break.
Adam Fente, do you guys run aircon when you sleep? I can't sleep in Southeast Asia without aircon on all night. No, we do not. No. Fire with a fan. What tends to happen, we've talked about this on the channel before, if it gets warm, I always have the aircon on 16, so it's really cold. And you just put it on for 10 minutes, and it chills the room down. And the fan's always on, and as soon as it gets a bit too cold, I switch it back off. You know, it's because I've tried that before. When I first moved over in Sibilan, we had a. She's deliberately walking out slowly without closing the door.
I was picking up my passport. What's wrong with
She's
you?
an attention seeker. She wants to be on the vlog, but she doesn't want to be on it. So she's like kind of, you know.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Well, I won't if you close the door. I can't talk to you, can I? You'll be in the hallway. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, when I lived in Sibilan, we tried having the aircon all the time. And no matter how high you put it, you just wake up cold. You know, I don't like having aircon on all the time. It just, you know, it's like whenever we go, and she gets cold really easily. But, you know, it's when we were in Thailand, you know, the aircon all the time. I kept waking up and have to switch it off. You know, it's not for me. I know some people do. A lot of people have it on like 24, 25, 26, 27 all the time. Just don't see the point. I mean, that's why our electricity bills are low. I don't see, I mean, some of the people I know, they'll have it on in the bedroom, they'll have it on in the kitchen, they'll have it on all the time. And, I mean, to me, it's not good for the planet. And it just trebles your costs. You know, I mean, we've got aircon in a lot of the rooms in the new place we're moving to. But I won't have more than one of them on at the same time. I don't see the point. I mean, why would you have it on in the bedroom if you're not in the bedroom? But there you go. And we could do, because he's offered to include the electricity bill at a set rate in the thing, and a couple of my friends are saying, yeah, go for that, just have the electric on, but I don't want it on all the time. Break your illusion, I hated bouncing other than the women. I had to remain sober, and I didn't get to spend as much time with the ladies, and couldn't go in the mosh pit. Also, the pay sucked. Was the pay bad, was it? Well, that make a big difference. The mosh pit, the mind only boggles. I think I know what a mosh pit is. Is that where they like, you know, jump? Oh, I don't know. Tell me what a mosh pit is. Paul K, Paul Revere. I'm gonna have to call you Paul K. I think it's like I call Bindabar Dark Glen. I'm gonna call you Paul K, mate. I love having burglar bars, high walls and CCTV and things, full stove, oven, inverter, air cons and appliances. 1,500 to 220,000 pesos electric, up in Valencia. Barely use my fan, is like 18 inches. Yeah, I was like, well, it's cooler up in Valencia, isn't it? But mind you, when we stayed in Valencia, when we were living in Latinos, Bloody hell, that was hot. Because he had a tin roof and it was right on the thing, the sun was coming down. It was hotter than here. But why do you love having burglar bars, high walls and CCTV? I'm not a fan of those burglar bars. I would rather take my chances with burglars, just myself, than get stuck in a house which is on fire and burned to death because I can't get out. You know, that's the way I look at them. Never liked the idea of those. I like CCTV because I used to have a systems business, used to sell those. So, I mean, yeah, CCTV is a good idea. Don't underestimate the value of evidence gathering or the deterrent effect that it has. Scott, LOL. Scott getting hard to sleep in Thailand, the heat. Well, put the aircon on, mate. Scott Gein told you she's moaning again. Oh, yeah, she does moan. She likes to moan. Break your illusions. Paul, do you use the oven much in the Philippines? Seems it would make the house hot as hell. I do love a roast chicken and pizza though. That is the beauty of where we're moving. We've got everything there. We've got a proper oven. We've got a air fryer, a pressure cooker, microwave. You know, there's going to be no stopping us. I might start a cooking channel. Speaking of Asia, cooking classes, something like that, you know, making shepherd's pie and these traditional British dishes. Teaching Ellen how to do it, yeah. Cooking with Ellen. Okay, Ellen is super sweet, and when your Filipino wants your attention, you'll be best to listen or else, haha. Reminds me of how my girl is, but she wants the aircon at night, and I don't, so make me snuggle. Mosh pit at rock concerts. Yeah, I thought that's the bit at the front, yeah. Gerald Lynch, Valencia. We met first in Siki Hall at Get Wrecked, and then again at the Red Table. Oh, Gerald, I know you now, mate. Yes, sorry, I forgot your name. Yes, that's right. Yes, I remember you now, because I remember when we met at the Red Table, I didn't recognise you at first when you said we'd met. I assumed we had met in the Rum Bar, because I didn't go to... it's amazing we met in Get Wrecked, because you could count the number of times I went to Get Wrecked on your hand. It wasn't really my bar. So yeah, chance was meeting there. You know, it was slim, but we did. Yeah, no, I remember you now, mate. I remember you. Yeah, last time I met you there, I was with Jeff, and yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Well, there you go, mate. I didn't recognise your... Trouble is, I'm watching on the phone, so I can't really see the photographs on the on your YouTube handles. What do you call them? Handles, avatars. Adam Fente, do you see yourself moving to a retirement visa, or you still prefer the tourist visa? I will no doubt at some stage. I might go with the armed forces. I'll probably go with the armed forces retirement visa at some stage, but I've got to look into that a bit more. I was led to believe from the agency I went to there were a lot of hoops to jump, but I have since met someone in the know, as in the official know, and they have suggested to me it's nowhere near as difficult as that may be. But I mean, no rush to do it. I mean, I'm happy with I just come back now, so I can start again the whole 36-month. Well, I have started the whole 36-month process over again. So what's the rush? You know what I mean? It's one of the reasons why we're going to, not the main reason, but it's another reason why I like the idea of going away at Christmas, because I will only be back 5 months. So I won't have to worry about the exit clearance, because I haven't been here for 6 months. And when I come back, I won't have to worry again for another 6 months. So quite like the idea now of just skipping the country a couple of times a year, just to avoid getting stuck needing to do that bloody exit clearance crap again. And it is crap. I'm guessing our mate Brent Trippin must have disappeared then, because he never answered the question, did he, about where he went? Mosh pit is like a big friendly fight. Yeah, and that's what I thought, mate, where they'll bump into each other, you bounce off each other and all that kind of malarkey. It's mad, but it was a lot of fun, and it didn't feel like it was a good time unless I left bruised. I wouldn't go near one now. I'm an old fart. Yeah, a lot of fights in those, mate. I remember those back in the day. I know they're not supposed to be, but my God, I've seen a lot of rows break out when people have been bumping too hard. But that was all part of the fun, wasn't it? I mean, that was very much the, the punk skinhead thing. I love the oven as I can broil, bake, so at least 1 or 2 times a week. A pizza is Americans' favourite food, as not too many great ones, unless you like pineapple. There are some good ones here, mate. Way! Now, I tell you something now, Jack Star is here, and what a way to make an entrance. I mean, that really is. Boom! 1999. Hey, thank you very much, Jack. That was very unexpected, mate. And that is a way to make an entrance, mate. That is. You know, didn't let anyone know you were there. You could have been hovering the whole time, or you could have just walked through the door. But your first sign that you're there is bang. You know what you remind me of just with that? You remind me, don't ask me why, Goodfellas. You know, when they introduce Rob De Niro's character, and the first thing he does is take their $50 and pops it in his pocket. Very nicely done, Jack, and very much appreciated, mate. Unnecessary, but very much appreciated. You put a smile on my face because of, well, obviously the super chat, but just the way you did it. Bang, just like that. Thank you, my friend. Where have you been? Have you just arrived, or were you lurking? Glenn, look forward to cooking with Ellen. I might do that. Adam Fante, hey Jack Star. Jim Pendergrass, hi Jack Star. Paul Simon, okay Simon, when is housewarming party? Haha, all the food and goodies had me gaining 20 pounds in a year here, so now this year trying to lose it. Well, that is the trouble. That is the bloody trouble. I like the idea of a housewarming, but it's not that big a house. It's not that big a house. And I don't know how many people can get in there. You know, there's a dining table with 6 chairs. There's some chairs, like, you know, but where the jacuzzi is. And they've got a couch that could, I don't know, probably sit. It's one of those big couches. And we've got a bar, which has got a few bar stools around it. So you could fit quite a few people. It would be very compact. But the trouble is, I know a lot of people here. I've got a particularly close circle of friends, the people I'm going on holiday and that with, so of course I'd invite them, but the trouble is we're being invited to a number of parties. So you'd have to invite those people. It's only right. But it would be too many people. So it's something I've been thinking about a lot, because I want to have housewarming, but I'm thinking, do you have 2? And the more you think, I think it's probably better not to, because you don't want to offend people. I think what we will probably do is have, you know, like 4, 5, 6 people at a time over for dinner or something, but make a point of inviting people over time, because he's just asked us, Paul, when you're having a housewarming. And he says, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, God, who don't we? There's so many people you could upset if you don't invite them because they've invited you to theirs and things. It's a difficult one. It's something we've talked about. And Jack Star is here, and Jack Star arrived, didn't say anything, just whacked. 1999. Ellen's looking at me thinking, what the hell are you talking about? She's just come back in. So anyway, how have you, I'm going to keep reading down, but I have to, Jack, where have you been? How are you? How is the hydrogen device going? I think you're going to blow up the world at some stage. You know, it's like, what was it that, what do you call that big halidus? I can't remember that thing in, they've got in your, anyway, I'm mumbling now. I'll come back to that in a minute. Paul, I'm weird, and American and bacon and pineapple is my favourite topping. Is that unusual? Is that unusual? I tend to go for the meat feasts. I am a meat eater. So I'll go for, I don't know, they're usually called the meat feast. Or they call them a lot in the Philippines, they call them the ultimate. I tend to go for the ultimate burger or the ultimate pizza. They're never the ultimate as in the best, but they obviously just chuck a load of it. The more toppings and things they chuck on, the better for me. Although Ellen does like a ham and pineapple pizza, and I quite like that. I would rather have a meat feast or something like that, or an ultimate. But the beauty of it is, Ellen is so dainty, although she's put on a lot of weight recently. Well, you have, you complain. This is Ellen. She complained she wanted to put on weight. She wanted to put on weight, and now she's put on a little bit of weight. She wants to lose the weight and go on a diet. I think you can't win here, can you? But anyway, because she's just a dainty little sparrow of a lady, she can never finish her pizza. So I always eat mine. She'll have like a slice, and then she'll like help me with this, and I am the man to help. And I always eat the ham and pineapple thinking, that's not bad. I might order that one day, but I never do. I like 5 and 4 cheese pizzas as well. I do like cheesy pizzas. Because I'm a cheesy kind of guy. Adam, look at her, she's laughing. Did you ever think when you lived up the mountains you'd meet such a funny guy, Ellen?
I love you.
A funny old man.
And a low-key partner.
Adam Fente, smart to avoid the exit clearance. That's exactly how I would play the Philippines on a tourist visa. Yeah, I will try and avoid it, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it was quite painless this last time. I mean, it's annoying that you have to pay like, you know, I think it was 3,500 pesos, but you know, I wouldn't go on holiday just for the sake of avoiding it. But if you are going to go on holiday and there are like, you know, within the next few months, and by doing it a month or so earlier, you avoid it, then why not avoid it? At least that's the way I look at it. Scott Gein, I hear crime is bad in the Philippines. Well, I suppose it depends who you talk to. Not in Dumaguete. I mean, I have never felt in danger here. We have never been, but I mean, I don't think it is. Trouble is, though, there are things that go on here that you never find out about. You know, it's like there have been a couple of murders, which is not unusual, you know, in the way of the world. But we've only found out, I'm just talking to the neighbours, they're not really publicised. So things do go on here, but, you know, crime in the Philippines is not as, it doesn't bother me, put it that way. I suppose it would be worse in some cities and others. I mean, there will always be places you're probably better advised going to than other places. But my God, I have never felt in danger here. I've never felt in danger in London. I mean, I don't really think about things because I grew up in quite a rough area. I'm not saying I'm rough, but that kind of thing don't worry me. But the reality is, I'm sure statistically I'd be a lot more likely to get stabbed or shot or in London than I would be in Dumaguete. Jack Starr's disappeared, and he's just whacked the money in and gone. God bless him. Unless he's going to reappear. I'm slow behind the things, but everyone's saying hi, Jack Starr, and there's no response. Steve P, I was in Thailand for 6 months and never watched YouTube. Great gift to myself. So what are you doing now? Punishing yourself by watching this? Paul K, that's what I do just before my 6 months. Take a short trip or go back to the US. So I remind myself why I retire here. I am from near Chicago, and no good deep dish or thin crust Detroit style hand toss. Has your Chicago's just one of the ones that's just about to be taken over by the National Guard, isn't it? Oh God, can't believe what I'm seeing on the news. It is Chicago, isn't it? Isn't it Chicago? Why are you telling me shush? It's current affairs, but it is Chicago we're watching the government. Yeah, Chicago. LA's already under control of and Washington. And stop telling me to shush. I will say what I want to say. What? I don't care. I speak my mind. I'm stating facts. Hey guys, sorry for the signal in Ware, Hertfordshire is terrible. That's ridiculous. Why in home counties? Do you mean your Wi-Fi on your phone, presumably, not like the internet? A long time since I've been to Ware, or back in the UK, really. I just assumed it would be really good everywhere there now. You don't have to apologise, Jack. My God, you don't have to apologise. The entrance you made, mate, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. No, got my line put in yet. There we go. That's why then. Not got my line put in yet. Wow, you've been taking a while for that. Is that because you don't know how long you're going to be there? That's why you haven't done that. Breaking your illusions. There's lots of places in America that are exponentially more dangerous than the Philippines. As anywhere, it's a matter of being aware of your surroundings. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. How is your hydrogen bomb going, Jack? Actually, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, that's it. The Hadron Collider, Glenn. Yeah. I remember watching on Have I Got News for You. Paul Merton, I do love Paul Merton. He makes me laugh. And they were saying on there was a 99.9% chance when they first switched it on that everything would be fine, but there was a 0.01 chance that it could actually turn into a black hole and suck the whole world into it and we'd all end. And as Paul Mearn said, well, don't switch it on then. I mean, there's no need. Leave it alone. It's not the end of the world if we don't know whether the God particle exists. But yeah, I wonder if Jack's love to go, is he going to switch his thing on one day and where's going to disappear? Who knows? You'll be sorely missed, Jack. I will miss you more than I miss Where. But hopefully that won't happen.
I sent you another 4.99.
Adam Fente, I don't want any pineapple with my protein. No pineapple on my pizza, burger, kebab, etc. Well, I'm not going to force you to do that, mate. I'm not going to. If you don't want it, don't do it. Why is she laughing? Have you been on the vodka Red Bulls?
You're so
She says she's going to a shower, but in actual fact, she's been drinking, I guess. You've got to watch that. You've got to watch that. Glenn, in my opinion, nothing wrong with pineapple on a pizza. Well, Glenn, you're a consenting adult, mate. You have what you want on your pizza. I don't think there's anything wrong with pineapple. I'm quite partial. Occasionally, I will have gammon, egg and chips. I think that's a nice, I do like some of the old traditional pub food when I'm back in the UK. Do not want pineapple on my gammon, though. Got to be a fried egg, or there's no point in the equation. Don't mind it on a pizza. Do not want it on a burger. Paul just said, on a kebab. Are you having a laugh? I've never heard of such an outrageous suggestion. I've never heard of a pineapple on a kebab. And I'm with you 100% on that, mate. Don't mind it on a pizza, not on a kebab, and not on gammon, and not on a burger. There you go. Paul K, do a potluck where everyone has to bring a dish to share and their own plate and silverware. PRB, so it makes it on the cheap. I don't want to do it on the cheap, mate. You can't do it on the cheap because lots of people have spent a lot of money. I mean, a guy, we went to a party just before we went to Thailand, and he must have spent several £1,000s on that. No, it's not. I'm not spending that kind of money, but no, I don't mind going to hoggy. It's just literally a case of I don't think you could fit comfortably. It would just feel strange having 30 people in a living room because the place we're moving to, it's got a nice living room. But the bedrooms are a bit smaller than there, and you've got a little side bit. And unlike here, there is no garden. It just basically opens out onto the road. So there's not like, you could put chairs out in the garden or whatever the weather's there. So you would have quite a lot of people in a small space. So you could only have a few. And the reality is, it would be incredibly hard not to, to draw up a list and not upset anyone. I mean, I don't want to be such. There's a couple of parties at the moment in the next that I've not been invited to. Not going to say any names. But you hear it through the grapevine, and I don't want people. It's just one of those things. You don't want to be in that situation. So it may be better not to have one. But no, I think what we'll do is we will pick some of our closest and dearest and invite them, and then let it be known some others. We'll just have a few people around for dinner, nice and intimate. If Brent is there, I don't know, he's gone. He will be one of those people that can come around for dinner. You're going to get an invite, Brent. Might invite you and Jeff, mate. Wouldn't that be a nice night? Me, you, Jeff, and our significant others. He's good company, Jeff. Brash. Hey, Simon. Hope you and Ellen are well. Your trip to Thailand looked great. Where is the next holiday destination? The next holiday destination is Ho Chi Minh City. We are going away for Christmas and the New Year. Booked the flights today. Return flights. And I booked the hotel in Bangkok. Not Bangkok, what am I talking about? In Manila for the first night because we got a long stopover. We get into Manila in the afternoon. I've booked us in a hotel and then we fly out first thing in the morning. Ridiculously cheap flying with Philippine Airlines. It was £160, £159 each, and you get your baggage included. To fly with Cebu Pacific, would have been twice the price. It would have been £330. Then you'd have to add your luggage on that. I mean, you're talking, it's cost us, for the two of us, I think it was 320 quid. It cost us 700 to go with Cebu Pacific. And Cebu Pacific, you don't get your drinks or your food or anything, so I'm embracing it. The money that we saved on that's going to pay more than pay for our hotels, stays in Manila, and a couple of really nice nights out. Ellen has never been out in Manila, so I'm really glad we're doing it this way. Unfortunate thing is, one of the couples we're going with, there was a mix-up on the date, so they're going to be getting us there a day earlier. So it might just be me and Ellen going out. but the other couple haven't booked yet, so they might come out of us. But, you know, yeah, I'm looking forward to the night in Manila. Or the nights in Manila. Glenn, pineapple with bacon butter, yum. Are you sure you're serious about that? You would like that, would you? Wow. Neil Michaels, political censorship from Ellen, LOL. It was, wasn't it? That's what I'm trying to do. And I wasn't even stating an opinion. I mean, anyone watching will know my opinion. I was just verifying in my mind, is that, because I was watching it this morning. The governor was talking of Illinois. I can't remember his name. What's his name? JD Pritzker was talking. But I couldn't remember if it was Chicago he was talking about. It's Adam Fenner, I like my pineapple dessert, smoothie, ice cream, or tarts. Well, good for you, mate. I don't think I'd have any of those. Nothing against a pineapple smoothie, but very rarely eat smoothies. But I tend to go towards the, when I do have them, 9 times out of 10, I go for like a chocolate or a caramel or a banana or a strawberry or a mango. Ellen's very much into avocado. And I've had a couple of nice avocado ones. I had an avocado one in Bangkok, didn't I? Or did I get you that? I think I had mangoes in Bangkok. Or banana, either way. Don't think I've ever had a pineapple smoothie.
Never had it.
You've never had one either? Yeah, Helen's shaking that. She's pulling faces at him. She thinks that's weird. There you go. So, were you calling Adam weird?
I think it's gonna be like.
I don't think I'd like a pineapple. I don't think, well, don't be sour, but I don't like the idea of, I don't particularly, well, I don't like, I would eat a pineapple tart, I would eat a, but I don't think I've ever ordered, have I ever had a pineapple dessert? Must have done. Glenn, you have censorship, LOL. Jackstar, decided to sneak my crypto farm in 3-acre forest. God, I got my work cut out for me. You do, mate. When you say sneak, are you trying to, you're going to have security and everything for that, aren't you? It's, my mind boggles. I mean, how big will it actually be? Or is that a trade secret? You need to bury it underground, mate. Bury it underground in the forest. Have it like an underground bunker. And then when World War III comes, you can sit down there and the rest of the world, you can be mining away. And when you come out at the end of it, you'll have billions of bitcoins. And there weren't many people left, but yeah, you could if you're going to go to all that effort. I mean, I'm being silly there, but yeah, why not throw in a bunker at the same time? Because presumably you've got to have ventilation. I had a friend who's in the computer world, and he's doing very well for himself. But there was a time many moons ago, before I moved to Thailand, what we were thinking of doing a business together, and he wanted to get into servers, but it was a lot of money. He was looking for me to invest, and but. We didn't do it, but it was when you start looking into it, what you could have in terms of ventilation and, fireproofing and security and all the rest of it. It's a hell of an undertaking. But I imagine you're going to have worry about all that kind of thing yourself, aren't you? Break your illusion. Yes, he's threatening to send National Guard into Chicago, which is my old hometown. My family's still there. And I'm worried about them. No military should police civilians. Well, of course they shouldn't, especially when there's nobody. He's ridiculous. And I think he's more than threatening. He's going to do it, mate. He's going to do it. He's 100% going to do it. And it was always, everyone knew this was going to happen. Everyone said this was going to happen. Create emergencies that don't exist. And that was before the election. No, but before the election, I saw a number of people say that is exactly what will happen after the election. And it's all coming to pass. Now, whether you think it's a good thing or not, nothing I've just said, it was predicted and it's happening in front of our very eyes. And the reality is, there is no emergency there. Crime is down by 30%. That is the fact. No one is asking for them to go in, and it's happening. So, I mean, if people think that's a good thing, up to them. But I'm just telling it how it is. And Jack is back again with the green, what are they, hippos in the back? Jack, mate, you're embarrassing me now. I'm going to split it all in half. Half's going to go in. No, it all go in the Jack Star thingy pop. When are you coming, Jack? When are you coming? You're teasing us now. It's been a long time. I know you've got your problems. I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, but get yourself over it, mate. Get yourself over it and come to Manila. I suppose I'll come to Vietnam, but of course you can't, can you? Because I suppose Christmas and New Year will be family times. Or maybe they're not. I don't know. Bring your daughters to Manila. Why do I keep saying Manila? Bring your daughters to Ho Chi Minh City. But thanks, seriously, Jack. Thanks for that, mate. It was unnecessary, but really appreciated. More than 11-0. Put a smile on my face because it means someone's enjoying the live stream. Glenn, there's a Collider near Chicago. Is it? Okay. Scott Gein, Jack Star is back. He is. And he's back with a vengeance. Was it D-Mob back with a vengeance? Yeah, he's back big time. And we're all happier for it. Who's missing tonight? Jack wasn't here for a while. When I first started, there was only 2 people on. I thought, what the hell's going on? Why? What have I done to upset people? I probably upset a few people now, what I just said about Chicago, but don't be a snowflake. But no, everyone's here, aren't they? More or less. The usual crowd. Simon hasn't been here for a while, has he? He's obviously living the high life in Cebu. He hasn't got time for little old us and our live stream community. Jackster, what are you farming these days? BTC or some altcoins? I thought Jack was just doing, I don't know what altcoin. I thought he was just doing bitcoins. I don't know the answer. He'll have to answer that. Well, getting ready to start, Adam, yeah. He's got to sort out his hydrogen thing first. 100% on the butty. Beg your pardon. Who are Mrs. 100% on the butty. I hope you're talking about pineapple. And I hope you spelt that right. You don't want to be putting pineapple there, mate. It's Jackstar. I'm not sure if my super chat and super sticker went, pal. Hope you're well, everyone. Yeah, we got them, mate. Got them 100%. Yeah, got them. I'm just so slow behind, and I say very much appreciate it, mate. I'm just so slow behind reading all the comments and catching up. Ant's arrived. Ant's not been there for a while. Pineapple on a hamburger. That's a statement. I mean, are you endorsing that as something to aspire to, or do you not like it? Or you just, don't like pineapple? They call them, what they call them? How do you say hello in Aloha burgers? Aloha burgers, isn't it? That's what they usually described as on a burger, isn't it? Adam Fun, definitely try avocado ice cream in Vietnam. It's called Kembo. Just for you, Adam, I will try some Kembo. Keka, more or less. Keka has joined the party. More or less. Lost me, mate. More or less what? Kyle Esteban, I was missing in the crowd. Well, you're here now, brother. We have found you. Welcome. Yes, Glenn, no plaster finger. You're right, no plaster finger. I'm sure there's another one as well. Well, Brian's here as well. Brian's here. Alan Brockett, I just joined the stream. Hello from Mintel. Hello, mate. How you doing? How are you doing? You commented on my video, didn't you? I think it was your first comment. Have I got you right? It's hard to keep up with names and things, but I recognise Mintel. You commented on my last video, didn't you? Welcome to the chat, mate. Keka, more or less the same crowd. Yeah, it is. I think there's a couple there. So I'd say Tim's not there, is he? Tim's not here. Simon's not here. Plastered Finger's not here. But more or less everyone else is, which is nice. Alan Brockett, I did, yes. So how long have you been in Mintown, my friend? Because I know you said you just moved or recently moved there and you were settling in. How are you finding it? How long have you been there? And why are you there? Have you moved there by yourself, or is it your... what are you laughing at?
So many questions.
I'm talking. I'm chatting. I mean, do you feel like I'm interrogating you? Yeah, have you moved there for love, or have you moved there just for... why have you moved there? And you don't have to answer. You're not under caution. Alan Brokel, thanks for the welcome. I appreciate your more no-nonsense perspective. Well, I'm glad someone does. Thank you very much. It's always nice to be appreciated, especially as if you're as insecure as I am. I do like a bit of appreciation. Alan Brockel, I moved in end of July. This is my 4th visit to Davao. Right, there you go. I have never been. Alan Brockett, I accidentally met a woman 2 years ago. We started talking and kept on talking. So there you go. She is the reason you are there. Vast majority of people you meet here have come here for a woman. So now I'm here with her and getting acclimated to the area. How is your acclimation going? Are you enjoying it? Is it what you expected in terms of living here as opposed to a visit? I mean, you are living here now, are you, long term? Ella's putting faces at me. I won't ask you any more questions because she thinks I'm overdoing it, it would appear. Now, Alan and I are chatting, but it doesn't mean you lot have to go quiet. It's like, you know, I don't know if everyone's got bored of just sitting there watching, waiting for the answers. You've got us hooked. Oh, there we go, Adam's there. How is Davao? That's pretty much the only place in the Philippines that I didn't visit yet, that I still want to. I'm glad you clarified that we still want to, because I thought, Adam, there were a lot of places you haven't visited in the Philippines. And the only reason I'm saying it like that is because someone said in the comments the other day, they must have been taking the piss. But they said they had been to every city. They were probably the only expat you'd ever meet that had been to every city in every province in the Philippines. And I thought, well, that's blatantly not true. It can't be possible. Now, someone said there's over 7,000 islands. Well, only, I think it's a third of those are actually inhabited, less than 40%. But even so, that is thousands of cities. You can't have done it. I don't know if the bloke was joking or not, but that was his claim, which is obviously not true. Alan Broker, I mean, I'm a desert rat from Arizona originally. Then I spent a bunch of time in California, then Oregon. So it's different. The Philippines is definitely different to those places. Glenn, I enjoyed Davao, but it was several years ago. When are you coming, Glenn? You were supposed to be coming in November. I was actually going to message you the other day before we booked the flights to see when you were coming, but it all moved so quickly because it was literally, we were lagging on the holiday front. I discussed it with a friend of mine and his girlfriend. We've been talking about doing it for a month or so, but nothing had moved. But then we were out with another friend at the weekend and we invited him, and he is a man of action, and he suddenly got the ball rolling. And like, in having discussed it over dinner on Saturday, we were all banged up and booked today, which is good because he's a driving force behind it. And if we hadn't done, the flights and that would have gone up. But it didn't give me time to think. I thought after we booked it, I thought, that's not going to clash with Glenn's visit, because I know you said December or January, but I'm presuming you haven't booked it yet. So be aware, we will not be here from over Christmas and the New Year. Alan Brockelt, Alan Brockelt. As luck would have it, I'm very temperature tolerant and I have very flexible sleep schedule. So acclimatization has been pretty smoothly. No, I meant like I didn't mean the weather. I meant like, you know, live the pace of life and that here, but it's good. Yeah, it's different. The humidity is breathtaking, but it's nothing I can't adapt to. Well, look at that, Ellen. Glenn is coming on the 24th of November. You kept that very quiet. It's so it's not December, not January. Well, that's nice, Glenn. Are you actually coming here to see us, or are you just coming to the Philippines? Nice, you got a date. Sammy, he keeps talking about his love for Thailand, but he stays in Sar Filipinas. Okay, I'm not sure. This could be a troll joining the conversation. Wouldn't that be terrible? Who's he talking about? Talking about me? Or keeps talking about his love for... mistake me if I'm wrong, but I think I've made a number of videos recently saying how I prefer the Philippines to Thailand. This chat might not be accurate in his facts. Anyway, let's see where this goes. I'm amazed his coffee has lasted this long. I would ask Ellen to make me another one, but the trouble is I'm not allowed now, being the old man now, I'm not allowed to have coffee after a certain time because apparently it keeps me awake. And that's what I come to now. I follow these things. But I might put my foot down and say, make me a coffee, Alan. See how far that gets me. Alan Broker, pace of life is quite different. My OCD compels me to be early on time to events. So Philippine time is taking some adjustment. Yeah, I'm the same as that, mate. I cannot. Ellen is pre-programmed to be late for everything. It's like, I keep telling her it is a disorder because every time it's an effort to go, and she will always find something. There will always be something that will make us late. She can always delay it by 10 minutes, just we're about to go.
Well, I'm not delaying it. I'm really trying.
Not really trying. Okay, she's not, but the beauty of it is I always plan for us to leave 10, 15 minutes before we actually have to. So we are very, very late. But my God, if we actually left the time we needed to, we would be late for everything. Adam Fente, can't someone love more than one country? I love many women. Glenn, no, I mentioned a few times, definitely visiting Duma, plan to spend most of UK winter in Asia. No, you did mention that. I thought you were coming. What I mean is, are you coming here on the 24th of November? Or are you, is that when you're arriving in Dumaguete, or is when you're hitting the Philippines? No, I know you've got those flights with, can't remember the name of the company now, and you were coming over that period, but I say when you said 24th, is that hitting the Philippines in 24th or hitting Dumaguete in the 24th? Break your illusions. I can't imagine someone on YouTube being inaccurate in their facts. I get all my information here from Facebook memes. Alan Brockett, ha 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 ha. I will give Sammy one more go. I must have missed those videos where the lad said he prefers Philippines to the Philippines. Well, there you go. You didn't miss much. Paul K. I prefer being here in Duma. It's a lot more mellow, and just the mention of Chicago riots raised my blood pressure as I'm flying in there next week to take a train down to my hometown in Indiana. Well, don't worry, mate. There aren't any riots yet, and there won't be if the National Guard don't go in. Keka, I spent a couple of months with my girlfriend in Germany that cured her Filipina time real quick. Now she's much better. Yeah, I think that's what it takes, mate. I think it's what it takes. I've got a couple of friends who married Filipinas, and the Filipinas like lived in the UK for like 10, 20, 30 years, and they're very punctual now. Neil Michaels, according to Wiki, the Phils has 149 cities. So if that guy had spent a long time there, he could have visited them all. But he hasn't. He hasn't. I think there's more than 149, mate. I would find that very hard to believe because there are 7,000 islands. I mean, I could well be wrong, but there are over 7,000. I know, 2/3 of them are uninhabited, but in Negros alone, you've got...
Yeah, it is though.
What?
It is 149. Yeah,
but he's saying provincial cities and capital. I'm sure he's saying about provincial capitals. Anyway, there you go. I don't know. Depends what you class as a city, but all I can tell you is, how many cities are there in Negros? 7? I'll have to put that in a quiz. How many cities are there in the Philippines? Yeah, I suppose he could have done, but I don't believe that he had. 24th into Cebu, then on to Duma. Well, there you go, mate. There you go. That has put a smile on my face. There you go, Jack. If you are still there, brother, Glenn is leading the way. Glenn is coming. I hope you are too soon. I am gonna. I Sam was. I will. I can't work out where he's coming from. Anyway, Sammy, I made scouse a few weeks ago. 2 different recipes. It was good. I visited Liverpool earlier this year. Never really been a fan of scouse. I don't really like stews. Full stop. Just not my thing. I mean, I'll eat them, but I quite like. If I had to pick a stew, I do like Irish stew because I like the old pearl barley in it. Don't get enough pearl barley in things. But, yeah, not really a stew man. I find most stews a bit bland. Don't like casseroles either. I mean, I'll eat them. I mean, if someone cooks, that'd be nice, but then I never order a stew or a casserole in a restaurant. Not for me. Break your illusions. Be safe, Paul. Yes, be safe, mate. Yes, please be safe, Paul. Well, you're going to be safe, aren't you? Because that's what Donald has promised. He's promised that he sent them in there to make everyone safe. So you will probably be there at the safest time you possibly can, because he's going to make the world safe. Man, German time is diametrically opposed to Philippines time. I took a 2-week vacation in Germany. Comes with a free gift basket of OCD. Yeah, they do like their rules in Germany. Keka, I told her if she's going to be late, people would be rude at her, and she got scared. I'm very elegant, can't get it. It's an English thing, I know, but to me, being late is disrespectful. It's I thought you were going to chip in then. If you say you're going to be somewhere and you're late, to me it's like saying my time is more important than your time. I had a guy who wanted me to do some work over a while back, and he wanted to meet me twice. He was supposed to meet me, and then one time he left before I got there because he was busy, and another time he didn't come because he had something else, and he thought he was going to meet me again. I was like, sod that, I'm not interested in meeting you. Who the hell do you think you are? Your time is more important than my time. I'd never do that to anyone. No. It's disrespectful. That's the way I look at it. I mean, obviously, if you have an emergency, if something happens, if the tubes, sometimes it can be unavoidable, but I can't, I have not been late for anything, which hasn't been Ellen's fault, in years. I've never been late for anything serious, but I mean, a couple of times we went to view the house the other day, we were 10 minutes late because she found something to piss about with just as we were getting on the bike and had to go back in and get this. There's always something, but it didn't matter because we said it was 3-ish, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't late for things. That's why I was so angry at myself when I thought we were going to miss that cruise in Bangkok, because I had to blame myself for that. I think, how stupid are you? Why didn't you leave earlier? Why didn't you check the journey? Anyway, I go on now. That's my OCD coming out. Check it, worked wonders. Neil Michaels, it depends on the definition of a city. Often in worldwide comparisons, you see 100k minimum population to be a city, but in the UK has cities well below that. Because they have cathedrals. Glenn, come on, Jack. See you there. There you go, Jack. There you go. Glenn has put out the challenge. 149 cities, but most of those cities would be smaller than Corandale, Marbella. Is there really a reason to visit them all? I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, he hasn't been to those places. He could have done theoretically, but he was just being, people who actually are in the know, people who do know things about life, people who are successful and have achieved things in their life, in my experience, don't leave comments like that. Successful, happy people don't spend their time trolling. They wouldn't wham, bam, I've done this, blah, 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 blah. Because it's who likes people who behave like that. So now I would bet my bottom dollar he has never done it. He's probably never even been to the Philippines. Glenn, pearl barley is good, not keen on celery. Celery in an Irish stew? You got me there, Glenn. I'm going to get lost. I will catch up with you later. Yeah, well, thanks for joining, Kyle. I'm always amazed people stay as long as they do, but thanks for joining us, and don't blame me for leaving. Paul K, 6 major cities and 19 municipalities in Negros Oriental and 12 in Negros Occidental. There you go. 6 major cities. And do you know which is the most densely populated city in the Philippines? In Negros? Which is the largest inland area? And which is the largest in population? Because I do, but I'm not going to tell you because it's quiz questions that are coming up in the next not too distant future. So Paul, you've just had a bit of insight there. Google that, and if you do come to one of the quizzes, you might find you know a few answers. Brian Street, 149 chartered cities in the Philippines. Come on, you irons! Cheers. Break your illusions. I make a red wine venison stew that would change your mind about stew. If you believe Don, I've got oceanfront property in Arizona for sale, Simon. Don? Who's Don? Was that the guy who made the comment? Oh, no, I mean, Donald Trump, yeah, I get it. No, I get you. I thought, no, yeah, I was miles away then. Red wine. Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's like coq au vin and, you know, I'll eat it. They're not, you know, beef stroganoff. They're nice dishes. I would enjoy them. I'm sure I'd enjoy your venison. But it's like fish. I quite like salmon, but I never order it. You know, I would always rather have a burger or a steak or something else. You know, it's like, you know, I've had gone to people's houses for dinner recently and it's been a nice, like, you know, beef stroganoff, lovely. A coq au vin not so long ago. I shouldn't have said this now in case people are watching, should I? But just not something I would make. Just not something I would order in a restaurant. Just not bad, but just not my favourite. Alan Brockett, yeah, how I came up being on time was being late. 15 minutes early was good on time. 30 minutes early was a good rule of thumb. That's the way I look at it. Adam Fenton, island time is definitely real. 100% of my dates with Filipinos were always late. I can't believe it, mate. It's like, I think, yeah. And I think they turn up and late, you know, it's part of the custom, isn't it? You know, it's not just because they're late, they deliberately turn up late because apparently it's the thing to do. So I've been told. Is that true, Ellen? What she said, she's lost interest. Do Filipinos traditionally turn up late for a date? I think they do, don't they? It depends on the person. Ellen's not her usual jovial self. Saying you've been to every single city on every island seems like a weird hill to flex on. Yeah, it does seem like a weird hill to flex on. Cathedral and University used to be the city must-haves in the UK. They used to, and that is why the majority of them are, but there are some exceptions these days. But yeah, that was always the thing, wasn't it? I've never heard the university bit. I know the cathedral was a big part of it. Yep, I used to see celery in a lot of Irish stews from Irish family. Well, both my parents are Irish. My grandparents are Irish. Well, they've passed away now. They were both, my grandmothers both made Irish stew. A lot of Irish stew, a lot of boiled bacon and cabbage when I was a kid. There was never, ever celery in our Irish stew. There you go. Maybe we got it wrong, but I've had Irish. I've never had celery in Irish stew, mate.
AC off, please.
What?
AC off.
AC off. Yeah. I put it on literally 2 seconds ago.
2 seconds, but 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. Well, there you go.
It's cool.
Why don't you warm yourself up? Make me a cup of coffee.
I know.
No, there's no point. I'm stopping soon. I'll make my own damn coffee. Diaper Donya. Break my illusions. My venison stew is red wine base, but full of Jamaican jerk, seasoning and garlic. I agree. I wouldn't order stew in a restaurant unless you count curry as a stew. No, I don't count curry as a stew. I love curry. I don't count it as a stew at all. I love curry. No, that does actually sound nice. Now you've said it's got like a red wine base full of Jamaican jerk. That I do like spice. Yeah, a bit of Jamaican. That I probably would like that. I like red wine. One of my favourite dishes to cook is prawns with the shells on, sautéed in shallots and cooked in red wine. Oh, I love that. Bit of French stick to dip in it. And I do another one with chorizo, sliced chorizo and garlic, and you can cook that in sherry or red bull port, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, I love that. But that's not. I mean, that's yeah. So I like red wine in food. I like alcohol in chocolates as well. Sorry, mate, I've left Phnom Penh on Coorong down south, enjoying Kuma food on the piss with a few Englishmen. Well, good for you, mate. Good for you. Didn't eat a lot of Kuma food. What impressed me when I was in my Siem Reap days was how good. I mean, I like the bread, and like, you know, because you get bread with a lot of meals, don't you? You know, like, you know, you get fried eggs and bacon and bread and that. You know, bread there's gorgeous. But I prefer the Thai food because I like it spicy, and I found that a lot of the Kuma food was not spicy, and I wasn't sure why. But someone told me, a couple of people told me, it's because they lost a lot of the recipes. I don't know if it's true or not. You know, the Khmer because they killed all the chefs and things, and old Pol Pot destroyed, you know, a lot of the stuff and that. So that's why Khmer cooking is, in a lot of people's eyes, behind the other Asian countries. But what used to amaze me is how good the cooks were there at cooking Western food. I mean, some of the like steaks and burgers and I don't know, lasagnas and things like in the restaurants over there, in the hotels and things, were really good quality food, really well cooked. Which is why, you know, you couldn't, and they could cook Thai dishes really well. Some amazing Tom Yum Goong and, you know, in restaurants, because so many restaurants in Siem Reap, and nearly all of them got good restaurants. But enjoy it, mate. Enjoy Cambodia. Are you living there then, or are you on a holiday or what? Paul K. Best Irish stew in Douma is at Finnegan's. Finnegan's? Where is Finnegan's? I have not heard of it. Do you know where Finnegan's is? As my grandmother was from Ireland and spoke of Brogue as one of the happiest person I ever met. Well, there you go. So they do Irish stew at Finnegan's. Where is Finnegan's? Alan Broker. Well, Glenn, was it Irish stew or Irish American stew? Because those are different animals. Well, Glenn didn't mention American, but I tell you, Glenn, I'm not going to argue with anyone. But you know, I have most of my youth. We went back. You know, we'd always go back like, in the summer, and I'd spend a few weeks with different Irish relatives when we go and visit people and that. And Irish stew was often on the menu, particularly because a lot of my family got farms around the Westport area. And never celery, never. Swear blind, it never celery in an Irish stew that I've had.
Oh, please.
Paul K. No celery in Grandma's stew, only in her Bloody Mary. Sammy, I'm happy to note that he is staying in a part of the Philippines that is Visayas. Dumaguete is an excellent choice for retirees and expats. Yeah, I think it is. You know, it is. I like it in Dumaguete. I can see why. We got cut off then. I can see why a lot of people come to Dumaguete for like a few days and think it's a terrible place. I was one of those people when I first arrived, because it's not a tourist destination. It doesn't have any great beaches or anything like that. So when you first get here, you think, what the hell is this place? But after you've lived it for a while, you're spoiled for choice. The expat community is second to none. You've got like a real close community with lots of activities and things. I sound like an old man, not activities. But no, I like it. Dumaguete is a great place to live. Not a place. If you've got a week or 2 weeks of holiday and you come in the Philippines and that's it, then Dumaguete is not the place for you. But in terms of living, never understand why so many people have a negative opinion of it. What I do understand is because they've not spent enough time here, but there you go. I agree with you, Sammy. It's a good choice. Where are you based? What time do you actually sleep? I really can't have coffee after 3 p.m. Adam's asking that. Oh, I sleep. I turn 90 a day after a while, mate. I go for a pattern. It's like before we went to Thailand, you know, I'm up virtually all night. I usually don't drop until 6 or 7 in the morning. And then I might get up about 12, 1, 2 o'clock. I'm a night hawk. But it takes me a while to get there. And when we came back from Thailand, I was really happy about the fact I was asleep by 11, 12 o'clock. And I was back into a pattern. But gradually now, it's like this morning, I think I went to bed about 4 o'clock. As you know what am I talking about? No, good God, no. That was the night before. Last night, my God, we went out, won the quiz, I don't know if I've mentioned that. Went for a drink with a few of our friends afterwards. Came back here. I think I got to bed about, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Fell fast asleep. Sleeping like a log. And then Mrs. Bio wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I cannot get back to sleep again, which I'm eternally grateful for. I can't stop thanking her day enough for that. So I have had about 3 hours sleep, hence the bags under my eyes. Totally unnecessary, but there you go. But the night before, I was up until about 4 o'clock. But tonight, hopefully, I don't mind when it happens, because hopefully I'll be tired tonight and I'll fall asleep. But I have an active mind. Now, I've just seen I've got 12 likes. I'm going to end this soon. I think Jack must have gone, because Jack's always great about hitting the thumb button. I'm not blaming him. He's done more than enough with his super chats and that. But I don't like to ask. But if you are here and if you are enjoying it, smash the like button. If you're here and you're not enjoying it, don't smash the like button. But ask yourself why you're here if you're not enjoying it. Don't do it to yourself. Alan Brockelt. I keep pronouncing your name differently every time, don't I? Ha ha ha, my lady has a strong reaction to the AC too as well. If it dips under 24, she's shivering in a sweater. Yeah, Ellen's exactly the same, mate, exactly the same. It's very much a Filipino thing. Yeah. Yes, sure, yes, you are correct. God, I'm getting old. I can't remember what I was correct about.
Love, you're correct all the time.
Oh, I hear that. Ellen's got a little smile on her face. She's coming in. So you're correct all the time, darling. The sad thing is I am. I get so, I'm like Trump gets tired of winning. I get tired of being right. But what I've got to go back a little bit there. What was I correct about? What did Shori say? Okay, I'm about the food. There we go. Yeah. I'm glad you agree, mate. I'm glad you agree. Break your illusions. LOL, Paul. Shori, I love the chili jam on the table. Yeah, I do like chili jam. I do like chili jam. It's yeah, you don't really get the Filipinos aren't jam people. I mean, we get jam when we go to you know, if you cook breakfast. A lot of restaurants will get jam and that there, and they do sell it in the supermarket in there, but it's not like a Filipino thing, is it? I mean, they have hot silog for breakfast. There's no jam on that. Yeah, it's. I love the Philippines. I enjoy being here. I love my life with my wonderful Ellen in our little love shack. But much as I love the Philippines, the food is lousy. I know some people are arguing, but it is lousy. What? I'm not talking about your cooking. I'm talking about the Philippines. You're not going to cook for me anymore. Thank you, God. My prayers have been answered. You won't have to cook when we move to the new place, mate. I'll be taking over the cooking there. Sammy, I'm English, but Filipino and German as well. I think Filipino food is the best, but others have their own opinion. I will visit Thailand sometime and try their cuisine. Well, you will do. I mean, that is perfectly normal. That is the point, isn't it? I mean, everyone, the food you eat in your formative years is what you grow up on. That's why they call it comfort food. You know, that is the way of the world. I mean, there will be dishes that you grew up on. There are English dishes which I think are fantastic. Americans always pour scorn on British food. To me, British food is superior. No offence to the Americans, but I've never been blown away by American food. But I've travelled a lot. And there are some countries you go to and the food just blows you away. France, Italy, Thailand, India. You know, there are some cuisines which I think are light years ahead. And the reality is, if you go, in my experience, if you go to a decent Filipino restaurant and you pay high prices in terms of for the Philippines, then you'll get some decent Filipino food. But most of the eateries and that you go to in Dumaguete, certainly, they are very cheap. And because they're cheap, the quality of the meat isn't there. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I have a bias, but you compare an English breakfast to a hot silog, I don't think there's much comparison. But had I grown up on hot silog, or what's the one, chick silog, banger silog, you know, if that was it, you know, a rice, fried egg and a thing, then, you know, I might, you know, power to you. You know, we are all different. But there is a reason why, and I don't mean to offend you, there's a reason why there aren't that many Filipino restaurants in the world. in comparison to like Thai and Chinese and all the rest of it. And there's a reason why there's lots of Irish bars and no English bars. Nobody likes us, so we open them and we call them Irish bars. I hope you enjoy Thailand anyway when you go. Sure, yes, mate. I had to leave Thailand. Girlfriend got deported. We chose Cambodia. Love it. Not so much in the city though. So your girlfriend got deported? How does a Thai get deported? So I'm going to guess now that your girlfriend is Cambodian. Well, there you go, mate. Yeah, I liked Cambodia. I could potentially see myself moving back there at one stage. Can't so now because I'm happy here, but I did consider giving it a go because when I was in Siem Reap, it was a bit behind Thailand in terms of still ahead of here, but the brownouts and that were quite frequent and the internet wasn't very good. But people I speak to now still over there say it is much improved. You know, it is light years ahead of what it was. So, you know, yeah, I don't plan on leaving it, but it certainly wouldn't be the end of the world if I end up back in Cambodia. Sure, yes, mate. I had to, Glenn, Alan, Irish stews from Irish grandmother. Well, there you go. Your Irish grandmother obviously had a fetish for celery. And she obviously liked it. You say you don't like it. I said, I've never had it in Irish stew. I don't like the idea of it, but maybe it's nice. Your grandma obviously liked it. Maybe your family was a bit more sophisticated than mine, mate. Maybe they had the higher tastes, a more sophisticated palate. Alan Brockout. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to read a bit now, but I'm going to knock it on the head now, guys, because I could sit here and chat all night, but I always set myself the 2-hour mark, and we've gone past the 2-hour mark. So I'm going to read the rest of the comments, because if you've been nice enough to comment, then it would be rude of me not to read them. But please don't comment anymore, because I'll get through this and we'll say goodbye, because I've got a lot to do tonight. I'm behind on the quiz and all sorts. I've got things I've got to do. But I do appreciate the comments, but I've lost track of time. How time flies when you're having fun. Sammy, yeah, I don't understand the hate for Filipino food. I really enjoy it. Balut was a neat experience on my last 2 visits. I just tried sisig on the last visit, and that was a real treat. Yeah, sisig was my favourite dish when I first got here. I ate a lot of it, but I've got a bit bored with it now. We went to an eatery the other day. It was right. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying for someone who likes spicy food, it's a bit bland, and it all seems to be a bit sameish. But hey, I'm not offending anyone. It's just, you know, it's not. We will eat out. We eat Filipino food. We go, you know, it's like, you know, Ellen cooks Filipino food, and she cooks it very well. But that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's the price thing. If you get decent meat from the supermarket and you cook it with good ingredients in the house, it's nice. If you go to one of the more expensive Filipino restaurants, it's nice. But a lot of the places here, you know, they do a hot salog, and the price is 75 pesos, which is £1. You're not going to get fantastic food for that price. But that's just what the price is, because it's a poor area. So they can't afford to charge more, because they can't. So I'm saying, on the whole, when you look at that and like the street food here, the reality is the street food isn't great here. I've been led to believe from Ellen it's fantastic in Manila, it's fantastic in Cebu, and I don't doubt it is. But here, very limited choice. What do they call those pots with the balls and that in that you got the other day? Ellen's forgotten what they're called. But there's very little choice here in terms of the street food. I mean, the shawarmas, I've grown to quite like them, but they're not really Filipino food, are they? But yeah, there's just very little in the way of street food. They've got those teriyaki balls, what they call them, but they're Japanese. But yeah, it's not. I have heard there is some good Filipino street food, but I've never had it, mate. I never, just don't have it here. Shuri, Korong down south is awesome. Yeah, we'll have to. We may try Cambodia after our next trip. See how Vietnam goes. Because the thing about Vietnam is, if we go and we love it, I can see us going back there again, because we'll only have tried Ho Chi Minh City. We're going to try somewhere else, like Da Nang next time or something like that. Thailand, Ellen wants to try somewhere else. And much as I love Thailand, I'm kind of Thailanded out. You know, it doesn't bother me. You know, I'd rather go on to new things. So, but if we went to Vietnam and we don't like it, then Cambodia would probably be the next on the list, I think, wouldn't it? It'd either be back to Cambodia or Thailand. But Thailand, it would be going up to Chiang Mai or something this time, going up north. I'd like to go back to where I lived, Phetchabun, see some of my friends there, which we could do on the way up to Chiang Rai or Chiang Mai, or both. Paul K, sorry, Fibber McGee's. Oh yeah, I know Fibber McGee. Yeah, I know Fibbers. They've got Irish stew on the menu. I like Fibbers, one of my favourite restaurants. I did think maybe you meant Finnegan's. You maybe when you said Finnegan's, you meant Fibbers, but I think there is something called. I was thinking maybe you meant the Finn Bar, up in Darwin, when you said Finnegan's, because I think it's called the Finn Bar, but maybe its real name is Finnegan's Bar. Yeah, Fibber McGee's. Yeah, food is good in Fibber McGee's. It's up there. It's up there in my top picks. Never tried the Irish stew. I like the burger, but next time we go, I will order the burger and I will order the Irish stew for Ellen, whether she wants it or not. And I will.
I told you I want to try the Western food there.
Okay, and then we'll know. She just said she's happy for trying the Irish stew. So as long as it comes less than 100 pesos, she can have it.
There's still such thing as less than 100 pesos there.
Yeah. I had fun. Yeah, I'm not eating too much Kuma food here in Siem Reap. I enjoyed an occasional fish and mock, but I eat more Panang curry, pad thai, massaman curry, mango salad. Well, you are a man after my own taste, mate. That's exactly what I would do. Break your illusion. Sami Lumpia is probably my top 5 favourite foods on the planet. Love chicken adobo too. Yeah, adobo can be all right. I've had some nice adobos, but lumpia, it's okay. But to me, it's spring rolls. There are lots of countries that can lay claim to that. I wouldn't call that Filipino. I know it's a Filipino food in the sense they call it lumpia, but I mean, everywhere's got those, haven't they? I mean, what's the difference between lumpia and a spring roll in, I won't tell you what Ellen's doing at the moment. I just said I won't tell them. Than they would in Thailand or they would in, in China, whatever. I mean, a spring roll by any other name, I think. And I quite like spring rolls, I'm not knocking it, but I don't think you can really say that is a Filipino dish. Because like no country can claim a spring roll, can they? It's Alan, balut is whatever, but balut tastes better. Oh dear, Ellen's laughing. I guess that must be a rude thing, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That balut, all I'll say about that is okay, now I guess what it is, yeah. Well, it depends on the balut, doesn't it? But I will tell you, balut, I had it over in Sikihor, and it's supposed to be a delicacy. I was told it was a delicacy. Okay, well, an acquired taste I can accept, but if it is a delicacy, why do you have to sprinkle salt on it and pour all these sauces in it? You don't do that in a delicacy. The whole point of a delicacy is it tastes so delicious, you don't want to add anything that spoils the flavour. All I'm saying is when I was eating balut, I can't remember what they were called, but they were pouring things on it, sprinkling stuff on it, and basically everything they could to cover the taste of what was basically an incredibly rubbery egg. That to me is not a delicacy. Because anyway, I think I made my point on that one. Girlfriend is Filipina, Manila girl, could go there, but Cambodia is working well. Okay. Oh, wow. But Cambodia's working well, power to you, mate. Alan Boggett, I haven't had balut yet. Alan Boggett, no, it's balut. Balut means something different. I'm sure you've had a bit of balut. It means something very different, mate. He's being rude. The squid here is my favourite so far. So you prefer a bit of squid to a bit of balut? Google what balut means. You made Ellen's day. So far, though, the way they cook it, in its own ink is fantastic. I like a bit of squid. I like calamari with the old aioli sort, garlic dip. But never had it in its own ink. And thank you for those who've got up to 18 who smashed the like button. I do appreciate that. I didn't notice that was happening. Hope it gets up to 30. Keka, you had Balat, I'm pretty sure. Keka's laughing. Keka, I had to Google it. So you have had some. Glenn, 16 now. Glenn, 19 now, Glenn. I've got to catch up here. I'm well behind now. Ellen is charming and clever. You guys make a great couple. On the face of it, we do. Get to know her a bit better, mate. You wouldn't think that. I'm a great bloke, though. I'm bloody fantastic. Adam Fenay, I found Filipino food to be a bit challenging for me. Need more herbs and vegetables. Needs less fried salt and sugar. I eat Filipino food. I just haven't, you know. I don't crave it. You know what I mean? There's nothing. You know, we will eat. Sometimes we'll go out. We'll eat Filipino. We went and eat the other day, and it was not bad. Just wasn't great. A bit bland for me. Although I quite like. We go to. There's a place in town called Foodnet, and I like the spicy pork there. The nice chicken curry we had the other night. I mean, that's Filipino food. That was nice. Surely Chinese restaurants everywhere, Thai restaurants everywhere, Philippines restaurants, question mark, Cambodia restaurants, question mark. Yeah, this is true. Surely girlfriend is Filipino. Glenn Postides, Shuri, see ya. Adam Fenay, enjoyed the live. Good night, everyone. So I'm talking to nobody. They've all gone now. Sammy, cheers, mate. Cheers, Sammy. Be lucky. Glenn, have a great week. You too, brother. Be lucky. Mike Hinman has just arrived. I'm afraid you've arrived too late, Mike. Hello to you. You can watch the replay at the end. But thanks for joining, mate. Shuri, Pag. I don't know what that means. But Pag to you, mate. 21 now. Way well spotted, Glenn. Squander in Asia. How's Patty assignment? Did you notice a certain demographic of tourists there since your last visit? I did, and I made a video on that very subject, my friend. We're ending the live stream now because I've gone on like 2 hours and close to 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yes, I noticed it. I did a video on it. It is, as I say, Walking Street has gone Bollywood. I think that was the title of the video. Alan Brockel, have a great night. Break your illusions. Peace, everyone. Good time, Simon. Thanks, man. Right, we are done. Thank you, everyone who joined. Very, 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 very much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the video. Alan Brockel, yeah, stay safe out there. Yeah, you too, mate. Stay safe. Doug Mitchell, can you start again? I can, but I'll do it next Tuesday at the same time. Paul K, I like eating Balat as much as she'll let me. Oh, good night, Simon and Ellen. All right, I'm ending on that note. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, whether you don't, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Be lucky.